50
Titans are in the area.
Classified File 324. Analyzing her body of razor-sharp scalar winds, making it the largest...
15 Alpha reporting energy is distorting our radar.
Hey guys, today we're diving headfirst into the colossal chaos of Godzilla x Kong, the new empire. a film that truly understands the phrase go big or go home. We're talking about monster-sized drama, ancient grudges, and enough city-smashing action to make you question your property insurance. If you thought the last one was wild, buckle up, because this entry takes the Titans to some truly unexpected places, literally. We'll explore the hidden depths of their world, uncover new threats, and witness alliances that are, well, pretty darn epic. So, let's get into it, shall we? If you like this sneak peek, hit the like button and subscribe. It's the best way to support the channel and let me know you want more. Our story kicks off, not with a bang, but with the familiar rumble of Kong, still flexing his muscles as the undisputed king of the Hollow Earth. We see him doing what he does best, asserting dominance, scaling titanic structures, and occasionally wrestling with creatures that look like they escaped from a very aggressive dinosaur theme park. He's got this whole lone wolf thing down, roaming his vast subterranean domain, a perpetual gladiator in a jungle gym built by Mother Nature on steroids. The sound of his heavy footsteps echoing through the caverns, the guttural roars as he asserts his presence. It's a constant reminder that this isn't your average walk in the park. But even a king gets lonely, right? You can almost hear the crickets. If crickets were the size of small cars down there. The Hollow Earth, with its alien flora and fauna, truly feels like a character itself, a vibrant, dangerous ecosystem that's both beautiful and utterly terrifying. Every rustle in the impossibly tall canopy, every distant bellow, suggests a world teeming with unseen wonders and horrors. Kong's life is a brutal, beautiful ballet of survival. Meanwhile, back on the surface, Godzilla is just casually maintaining the world's most destructive long-distance relationship with humanity. He's basically the planet's grumpy, radioactive bouncer, keeping the peace by occasionally melting things. This time, he's chilling, literally, under a glacier, only to be roused by some unseen disturbance. You hear that groan as he stretches, the ice cracking and groaning under his immense weight. It's less morning yawn, and more the planet is being rearranged. We then see him making a beeline for Rome, because apparently, even ancient cities aren't safe from kaiju shenanigans. His emergence from the ice, all glowing dorsal plates and purposeful strides, sends shivers down your spine, not just from the cold. The sheer scale of him against human structures is a fantastic visual. The sounds of breaking ice, the deep rumble of his awakening. It's a symphony of impending doom, but, in a cool way. He's not just a monster. He's a force of nature, a living, breathing, atomic deterrent. And what's got our big G scales in a twist? Oh, just Scylla, a giant spider crab thing, having a bit of a romp through Rome. Because when in Rome, why not destroy all the iconic landmarks? Scylla is basically a walking, scuttling nightmare, an arachnid kaiju that's giving everyone with even a mild case of arachnophobia a full-blown panic attack. The crackling sounds of ancient stone crumbling under its clawed feet, the terrified screams of onlookers. It's all part of its charming persona. The sheer audacity of this creature, trampling through history as if it were a child's sandcastle, is quite something. The visual of its multiple legs scuttling over the Colosseum is both horrifying and strangely captivating. It's a great way to re-establish the threat Titans pose to the surface world and show Godzilla's immediate, no-nonsense response to anyone messing with his turf, even if he barely tolerates humanity himself. The fight is quick, brutal, and to the point, leaving no doubt who's boss. Back at Monarch, things are getting spooky with Jia. She's not just doodling in class. She's having these intense, almost prophetic visions, scrawling ancient, cryptic symbols that are clearly not from her elementary school art class. Dr. Eileen Andrews, her adoptive mother, is understandably worried. The subtle tremors, the intense focus in Gia's eyes as she draws, the feeling of an unseen force tugging at her, it's all very ominous. The quiet hum of the Monarch facility contrasts sharply with the turmoil brewing within Jia. We hear her ragged breathing, the frantic scratching of the pencil, hinting at a connection far deeper than anyone fully understands. It's a classic setup for something big is coming. And given this universe, big usually means city-sized and capable of atomic breath. It hints at a deeper, spiritual connection to the Titans and their world, one that humans are only beginning to grasp. Her visions are not just random. They're echoes from a forgotten past, a warning. The mysterious signals lead Dr. Andrews. The ever-sarcastic Bernie Hayes, providing much-needed comic relief and conspiracy theories. And the dashing pilot Trapper, into the heart of the Hollow Earth. Their destination? A new, swanky Monarch outpost that looks like it was designed by someone who really loves LED lights and monster-proof architecture. The whoosh of their VTOL craft as it descends into the subterranean world, the palpable sense of wonder as they gaze at the inverted ecosystem. It's a breathtaking spectacle. The outpost itself is a marvel, a testament to humanity's stubborn refusal to stay out of places it probably shouldn't be. The clanking of their equipment, the excited chatter of the scientists, it all underscores the thrill of discovery mixed with the inherent danger of living next door to creatures that could swat you like a fly. Bernie's quips about the snack situation are gold, reminding us that even in the face of ancient titans, some things never change. This world building is crucial, showing humanity's expanding footprint in the Titans' domain. Turns out, even Titans get toothaches. Kong, looking decidedly less kingly and more grumpy giant with a massive cavity, is lured to the outpost. The growls of pain he emits, the way he gingerly touches his swollen jaw, it's oddly relatable, if you scale it up about 1,000,000 times. It's a moment of vulnerability for the mighty beast, a clever way to bring him into direct, albeit uncomfortable, contact with our human heroes. The whirring of the massive dental drill, the careful movements of the Monarch team as they try to sedate and treat him. It's a high-stakes dental appointment. You can almost feel the vibrations of his suffering. Trapper, proving he's more than just a pretty face, even climbs into Kong's mouth to extract the offending molar. Talk about a brave, or incredibly foolish, dentist's assistant. The clanging of instruments, Kong's muffled groans, it really hammers home the scale of dealing with these creatures not just as threats, but as living beings with their own unique set of problems. This scene truly highlights the absurdity and danger of trying to treat a giant ape like a regular patient. Just as things are getting cozy as you can get with a giant ape convalescing. A powerful, rhythmic distress signal starts blasting from an even deeper, uncharted part of the Hollow Earth. This isn't just some random interference. It's like the universe itself is sending out a cosmic, help me message. Jia, being the human titan conduit she is, feels it acutely. Her eyes widen, her hands go to her head, and she starts trembling, the sounds of her distressed breathing filling the comms. It's a jarring, almost painful experience for her. The deep, resonating thrum of the signal itself is chilling, cutting through the background hum of the Monarch base. It hints at something ancient, something primal, and definitely something not thrilled about being disturbed. It's a classic horror movie trope. Don't go into the basement. But here, the basement is an entire hidden world. This signal acts as the catalyst, propelling our heroes and Kong into truly unknown territory, deepening the mystery of the Hollow Earth and its inhabitants. *** following the signal. Kong, now with a shiny new, and probably very expensive, tooth, leads the human team deeper. They discover a new, glowing portal, a gateway to an even more secluded, untouched layer of the Hollow Earth. The visual of their high-tech vehicle following Kong through this swirling vortex of energy is simply breathtaking. The whoosh of air currents, the humming of the portal's energy, the awestruck expressions on the team's faces. It's clear they're stepping into a place that time forgot. This journey is a masterclass in world building, revealing new biomes, bizarre creatures, and ancient ruins that hint at a forgotten civilization. Every new vista is more spectacular than the last, a kaleidoscope of bioluminescent flora and impossible geological formations. It's all part of the grand tapestry of this hidden world, revealing just how much more there is to explore beneath our feet. The creaking of their vehicle, the distant roars of unseen beasts, all contribute to the sense of immense scale and profound mystery. And here's where things get interesting for Kong. He stumbles upon an entire tribe of his own kind. But plot twist, they're not exactly thrilled to see him. In fact, they're downright hostile, looking at him less like a long-lost cousin and more like an unwelcome intruder who ate the last banana. The guttural snarls and aggressive posturing from the other apes, the sheer surprise on Kong's face. It's a genuinely impactful moment. You hear the thud of their powerful chests, the ground trembling with their every aggressive step. For so long, Kong was the last, or so he thought. Now, he's found family, but it's a family that wants to rip him limb from limb. This scene brilliantly expands the lore, introducing a complex social structure within the ape species, far beyond what we initially imagined. The visual contrast between Kong's initial hope and their immediate aggression sets up the conflict beautifully, showing that even within a species, there can be deep-seated rivalries and ancient hatreds. The grunts, the thumping, the territorial shouts, it's a primal, visceral clash. And the reason for the hostility? Enter Skar King, the villain we didn't know we needed. He's basically the Hollow Earth's resident dictator, a skeletal, scarlet-furred ape with a whip made of a titan's spine and who knows what else. He's got that evil overlord vibe down pat, strutting around like he owns the place, which, to be fair, he kind of does. The crack of his whip as he snaps it through the air, the way his subordinate apes cower before him, it immediately establishes him as a serious, malevolent threat. The sheer visual of his gaunt frame and chillingly intelligent eyes against Kong's more brutish form highlights their ideological clash. Skar King isn't just big. He's cunning, strategic, and has clearly mastered the art of intimidation. This reveal deepens the ape lore, showing a hierarchy and a dark history among Kong's kind. The low, menacing growl he emits, the almost imperceptible tremor of his bone whip, it all adds to his terrifying aura. He's not just a physical threat. He's a strategic mastermind, a true apex predator in a world of giants. Skar King's secret weapon, his ultimate flex, is the enslavement of Shimo, an ancient ice titan capable of freezing anything in its path. Imagine having a pet dinosaur, but it's a frost-breathing monster the size of a mountain, and you control it with a literal leash. The piercing shriek of Shimo, the deafening crackle of ice forming instantly from its breath, it's a terrifying display of power. Skar King's sadistic glee as he wields his whip, forcing Shimo to unleash its chilling blasts, is genuinely unsettling. It shows he's not just a brawler, but a manipulator, exploiting a creature of immense power. This revelation adds another layer to the world building, hinting at ancient conflicts where titans were not just fighting each other, but also being controlled by intelligent species. The sight of Shimo, a majestic creature, being forced into servitude, truly hammers home the depth of Skar King's villainy. The chilling whoosh of ice, the desperate roar of Shimo, it creates a symphony of suffering and control. Kong, ever the brave, but perhaps a tad overconfident brawler, gets absolutely pummeled in his first real encounter with Skar King's forces. It's not just Skar King. It's the whole Angry Ape squad, plus Shimo providing cover fire, or rather cover ice. The deafening thud of multiple ape fists hitting Kong, the sharp crack of Skar King's whip against his flesh, the icy blasts from Shimo. It's a chaotic symphony of pain. Kong, usually so dominant, is clearly outmatched and overwhelmed. You hear his grunts of effort turn into roars of frustration and pain as he's slammed against rocks, pinned down. The clear visual of his injured arm after the battle, limp and scarred, tells us this isn't just a scratch. It's a moment of humbling vulnerability for our hero, showing that even a king can be dethroned, at least temporarily. This defeat fuels Kong's subsequent journey, proving that sometimes you need to call for backup when you're facing an entire evil empire of giant apes. The ground literally shakes with the intensity of this brawl, and you can practically taste the dust and frustration. Meanwhile, Godzilla, sensing a major shift in the Titan pecking order and probably getting some bad vibes from the Hollow Earth, decides it's time for a power-up. He heads to a Titan hotspot, specifically targeting Tiamat, another Titan, less for a fight and more for a quick energy drink. He basically uses Tiamat as a giant, living battery. The intense hum and crackle of energy as he absorbs the radiation, the ground vibrating with the sheer force of it. It's like a kaiju-sized microwave warming up for the main event. His dorsal fins, usually a cool blue, begin to glow a vibrant, almost neon pink. It's a stylish upgrade, giving him that extra oomph he'll definitely need. The deep, resonating hum of his body charging, the subtle shifts in the environment around him as he supercharges. It's a visually and audibly striking transformation, letting us know Big G is getting serious. This scene firmly establishes that Godzilla is proactive, not just reactive, in maintaining the balance of power on Earth. He's preparing for a showdown he knows is coming. Ja, guided by her visions and her ancestral connection, leads the team to a hidden Iwi tribe within the Hollow Earth. These folks are basically the ultimate historians, preserving the true story of the Titans. They communicate through glowing, almost ethereal holograms and incredibly detailed cave paintings. We see images of ancient wars, the rise of Skar King, and his original conflict with Godzilla's ancestors. The soft, rhythmic chanting of the Iwi, the faint crackle of the holographic projections, it creates a mystical, reverent atmosphere. This is where the world building truly shines, filling in the blanks of a millennia-old conflict. We learn that Skar King wasn't just a grumpy ape. He was a serious threat, imprisoned for a reason. The Iwi reveal their role as guardians, keeping the ancient evil at bay. It's a fascinating delve into the mythology, showing that the Titans aren't just random monsters, but part of a complex, interwoven history, echoing humanity's own struggles for power and peace. You can feel the weight of history in their sacred chambers. With his arm mangled, Kong needs an upgrade. Enter Trapper, who whips up the BESD glove, basically a cybernetic superarm that makes Kong's punches even more ridiculously powerful. It's like Iron Man decided to make a prosthetic for a giant ape. The metallic sheen of the glove, the whirring and clicking as it locks onto Kong's arm. The way he gingerly tests its strength, it's a fantastic character moment, showing a fusion of ancient power and human ingenuity. You hear the deep thrum of the glove's power core, Kong's satisfied grunts as he clenches his new fist. This isn't just a cool gadget. It's a symbol of alliance, a tool designed to level the playing field against Skar King and his frost-breathing minion. It's also a subtle nod to Kong's evolving intelligence, his ability to adapt and utilize tools beyond basic rock throwing. The feeling of raw power returning to his injured limb is almost palpable, a confident rumble emanating from the giant ape. Humanity is literally giving Kong a helping hand. Armed with his new bling, Kong charges back into the fray, heading straight for Skar King's jungle fortress. This isn't just a fight. It's a declaration of war. The ground trembles with his thunderous steps, the BSD glove glowing ominously. The whoosh of his powerful swings, the metallic clang of his new fist connecting with enemy apes. It's a symphony of payback. He's taking on the whole ape tribe, a one-ape wrecking crew. But even with a cybernetic arm, he's still outnumbered, constantly facing a wall of snarling, aggressive foes. The chaotic cacophony of ape roars, the frantic scuttling of smaller hollow earth creatures fleeing the battle. The sounds of crumbling stone as punches miss their targets and hit the environment. It's pure, unadulterated kaiju brawling. This entire sequence reestablishes Kong as a force to be reckoned with, but also emphasizes the sheer scale of the threat Skar King poses, highlighting why Kong eventually needs backup from a certain glowy pink lizard. Just when Kong is starting to look a little tired, Godzilla makes his grand entrance. He doesn't just walk in. He bursts through the Earth's crust from the surface like a radioactive mole, creating a massive, glowing pink portal. The sheer, deafening roar as he descends. The incredible rush of air and debris as he punches through the rock. It's an entrance worthy of a true king. His dorsal fins are absolutely blazing pink now, a clear sign he means business. The sheer power radiating from him is almost visible, a shimmering heat haze in the cavernous depths. The look on Kong's face, a mixture of surprise and begrudging relief, is priceless. It's the ultimate "my ride's here" moment. The ground shakes with every step Godzilla takes. The air crackles with his energy. And you can practically hear the collective sigh of relief from our human heroes, and probably a collective gasp of terror from Skar King. This alliance, though often contentious, is the bedrock of the MonsterVerse, and this moment delivers on the promise of their combined might. With Godzilla and Kong now operating as an oddly effective, destructive duo, the fight against Skar King and Shimo intensifies. It's like watching a wrestling match where both teams are made of literal mountains. Godzilla unleashes his pink atomic breath, a terrifying laser show, while Kong, with his BASD glove, delivers bone-shattering punches. The ground beneath them absolutely shatters, the air vibrating with the sounds of colossal impacts, raw power, and the desperate roars of their opponents. Shimo's ice blasts clash with Godzilla's heat, creating massive explosions of steam and shattered crystals. Skar King, ever the cunning strategist, tries to use the chaotic environment to his advantage, snapping his whip, dodging, and weaving. The sheer sensory overload, the crushing blows, the deafening roars, the crackling energy, the splintering rock, is expertly choreographed. It's the kind of tag team action that makes you want to cheer, even if you're worried about property values in the Hollow Earth. This fight is not just about power. It's about strategy, about two reluctant allies finally learning to work together, and because a subterranean battle just isn't enough. The whole chaotic brawl spills out onto the surface, specifically in beautiful Rio de Janeiro. Because what's a monster movie without some iconic landmark destruction? The sudden eruption of titans from below, the immediate panic and chaos in the city, the terrified screams of the populace. It's a stark reminder of the fragile peace humanity lives under. The Christ the Redeemer statue gets a front row seat to the planet's wildest boxing match, which is probably not what the architects had in mind. The deafening roar of the titans, the metallic groans of crumbling skyscrapers, the terrified squeals of car alarms going off everywhere. It's a symphony of urban destruction. The visual contrast of these ancient beasts fighting amidst a modern city is always thrilling, showing the direct impact of their conflicts on human civilization. It's an escalation that firmly plants the stakes back in our world, making the human element even more urgent. The fight continues with renewed fury as Skar King attempts to unleash Shimo's freezing power globally, in the climactic showdown. Godzilla and Kong finally manage to corner Skar King. It's a brutal, no-holds-barred fight, culminating in Kong, with a little strategic atomic breath assistance from Godzilla, shattering Skar King's signature bone whip. The sharp crack of the whip breaking, the desperate snarl of Skar King as his power crumbles. It's a moment of pure triumph. Then, in a truly satisfying move, Kong finishes him off, breaking his neck with a precise, powerful strike. The sickening thud of the impact, followed by an eerie silence, signifies the end of a tyrannical reign. Shimo, now free from Skar King's control, lets out a roar, not of aggression, but of liberation, a powerful, chilling sound that signifies a new beginning. It's a surprisingly gruesome end for a titan, emphasizing the stakes and the brutality of their world. This moment firmly establishes Kong's growth, not just in power, but in his role as a protector, making a definitive stand against oppression. The visual of Skar King falling, utterly defeated, is deeply satisfying. With Skar King out of the picture, Shimo, now free from its tormentor, unleashes its incredible ice breath, not in anger, but in a display of natural power. It freezes a section of Rio, not to destroy, but to cool, an act that actually helps stabilize the environment after all the fiery chaos. The crisp, clean sound of rapidly forming ice, the visual of the chaotic city being momentarily calmed by a blanket of frost. It's a beautiful, redemptive moment for a creature that was once a weapon. Godzilla and Kong, having saved the world again, share a silent, almost respectful glance. No handshakes, no awkward hugs, just a mutual understanding that they are Earth's twin apex predators, guardians of a delicate balance. The deep rumble of Godzilla's approval, the knowing grunt from Kong, all signify a newfound, if still uneasy, alliance. Shimo then peacefully retreats, a powerful force now returned to its natural state. The world, battered but safe, begins to heal. It's a powerful testament to the idea that even the most destructive forces can find their place in the grand scheme of things, and that sometimes the true threat isn't the monster, but the one controlling it. In the aftermath, Kong, no longer the lonely king, leads the freed ape tribe back to his original Hollow Earth territory. He's not just a brawler. He's a leader, a protector, offering his kind a safe haven. The sounds of their collective footsteps echoing through the caverns, the quieter, more contented grunts of the apes, signify a new beginning, a community forged from adversity. It's a thoughtful resolution to his arc, seeing him finally surrounded by his own kind, a sense of belonging palpable in his every movement. This emphasizes the film's deeper themes of belonging and finding your place, even for giant monsters. The Hollow Earth has been reset, its ancient order restored, but with new players on the board. The future of Titans and humans, though still precarious, feels a little more stable, thanks to these unlikely heroes. Their adventures continue to shape the very fabric of this incredible world. Oh, there you have it, folks. Godzilla x Kong. The new empire delivered on its promise of epic scale, introducing us to a whole new layer of the MonsterVerse. We saw the majestic, yet brutal, intricacies of the Hollow Earth, delving into the ancient history of the Titans and their warring factions. The film didn't just give us monster fights. It expanded the universe, showing us the deep roots of their conflicts and the surprising complexity of their societies. It reminded us that beneath our feet lies a world teeming with untold wonders and unimaginable dangers, constantly reshaping the very planet we live on. It's a testament to the idea that even in a world of colossal beasts, balance is key, and sometimes the biggest battles are fought for freedom. The movie truly highlights the interconnectedness of all life on Earth, surface or subterranean. It inspires us to think about the hidden forces that shape our world and the delicate balance required to maintain it. Until next time, stay colossal. Today we're diving deep into the colossal chaos and surprisingly heartfelt moments of Godzilla x Kong, the new empire. Forget your worries, because we're about to explore a world where giant monsters are less a threat and more. Well, just Tuesday for some folks. We'll trace the journeys of our favorite alpha titans as they navigate a new, subterranean world, uncover ancient secrets, and punch things. Lots of things. It's a wild ride, packed with epic battles, newfound family, and enough property damage to make an insurance adjuster weep. If you like this sneak peek, hit the like button and subscribe. It's the best way to support the channel, and let me know you want more. So, we kick things off in the utterly breathtaking, perpetually glowing realm of the Hollow Earth. Kong, our grumpy ape buddy, is living his best, or rather, most solitary life down there. He's basically the last of his kind, constantly trekking through these incredible, alien landscapes, looking for food, maybe a new Netflix show to binge, but mostly just searching for a connection. We hear the grunts and heavy footsteps as he navigates the dense flora, the rustling of giant leaves under his massive paws. It's a life of endless hunting and defending his territory, which honestly sounds exhausting. Imagine having to fight off giant slithery things just for breakfast. The crack of a branch as he swats a prehistoric bird, the splash as he wades through a glowing river. It all paints a picture of a king without a kingdom, just a lot of very big trees. He seems restless, almost pensive, which for a giant ape is probably the equivalent of staring blankly into the middle distance and questioning all your life choices. Meanwhile, up on the surface, Godzilla, our other favorite nuclear-powered lizard king, is doing his best impression of a very large, very cranky house cat. He's curled up in the ancient Colosseum in Rome, taking a nap that would make a sloth jealous. We hear the subtle rumble of his snores, an almost seismic vibration. His presence sends shivers down the spines of the locals, a mix of awe and please don't wake up hungry. He's essentially the Earth's bouncer, maintaining a delicate, albeit destructive, balance, putting other pesky titans in their place whenever they decide to throw a party uninvited. The colossal thud of his tail against the ancient stone, the soft hiss of residual atomic energy, it's all part of his charm. Honestly, I'm pretty sure he just loves the historical sites. Who needs a tour guide when you have a 393-foot reptile? He's absorbing radiation, getting his glow on, ready for whatever cosmic injustice comes next, back on Skull Island. Or rather, where the Iwi now live under Monarch's watchful eye. We find Ya. She's the only surviving Iwi and has this uncanny, almost mystical connection to Kong. Suddenly, she's plagued by these intense, disorienting visions, flashes of ancient conflicts, strange symbols, and a creeping sense of dread. The sudden rush of wind, the distant, eerie chanting, the sharp intake of breath as a vision hits her. It's not your average bad dream. This is full-blown, world-ending prophecy stuff. Her adoptive mother, Dr. Eileen Andrews, naturally gets worried. It's hard enough parenting a teenager, let alone one who's receiving psychic distress calls from the center of the earth. These visions are a literal gut punch, making her double over, the world around her blurring. It's clear something big is stirring in the depths, something that even the Titans might struggle with. And Jia is the only one getting the memo. Eileen, ever the scientist, immediately brings in the big guns. And by big guns, I mean Bernie Hayes, the conspiracy theorist turned genuinely useful Monarch employee. He's still got his quirky charm, always ready with a crackpot theory that surprisingly turns out to be half right. They're analyzing bizarre seismic anomalies originating from the hollow Earth. Tremors, energy spikes, things that aren't supposed to happen. We hear the rapid clicking of keyboards, the low hum of advanced machinery, and the nervous whispers of technicians. It's like the Earth itself is having a really bad case of indigestion. The data points to a massive, previously undetected energy signature, and it's growing. This isn't just a rogue titan doing some deep Earth gardening. Something ancient and powerful is waking up. The sheer scale of the readings. The red alerts flashing across the screens hint at a new, formidable threat brewing beneath our feet, threatening to disrupt the delicate balance Godzilla and Kong have worked so hard to establish. Or, just smash. With Gia's visions intensifying and the seismic activity off the charts, there's only one logical course of action. Pack a lunch and head straight into the unknown. The Monarch team, consisting of Eileen, Jia, Bernie, and a new face, Trapper, who's basically a cool vet for giant monsters, all pile into a fancy new HEAV. As they plunge into the vortex, the wind howls around their craft, the pressure building. The hum of the engines fighting against the roar of the atmospheric disturbance. The journey into the hollow Earth is always a visual spectacle, a kaleidoscopic explosion of color and impossible landscapes. It's a hold-on-to-your-snacks kind of trip, full of stomach-lurching drops and dizzying turns. Imagine your worst roller coaster, but with the added bonus of prehistoric flora and fauna that could easily snack on your vehicle. The gentle thrum of the heave's propulsion, the creak of its hull under immense pressure, creates a palpable tension. They are quite literally descending into the belly of the beast, hoping to find answers before something truly catastrophic unfolds. Good luck, team. Try not to get eaten. While our human heroes are busy rappelling into the abyss, Kong is out there, still trying to find his place. He stumbles upon a cave, and inside, he finds something truly astounding. A massive, hollow tooth, clearly from another giant ape. This isn't just a fossil. It's a monumental discovery, a sign that he might not be as alone as he thought. The thud of his fist against the cave wall, the echoing clang of the tooth as he picks it up. It's a moment of profound realization for him, a spark of hope in his otherwise solitary existence. He lets out a resounding roar, not of challenge, but of desperate inquiry, a call echoing through the cavernous expanse, hoping for a reply. It's like finding a message in a bottle. Only the bottle is the size of a small house and smells faintly of ancient ape. The way his powerful chest rumbles with the sound, the dust falling from the cave's ceiling. It's a moment designed to pull at your heartstrings, reminding us that even the mightiest beings crave companionship. He's literally screaming, "Is anybody out there?" Into the cosmic void, the Monarch team, following the mysterious energy signature, finally arrives at a hidden, awe-inspiring location, a colossal, ancient city, nestled deep within the hollow Earth. This isn't some crumbling ruin. It's a vibrant, thriving civilization of humans, the true Iwi, who have been living in harmony with the Titans for millennia. The soft, ethereal glow emanating from the city's architecture, the complex, almost biological structures that seem to grow out of the rock. The subtle murmurs of the Iwi people, their ceremonial chanting, the rhythmic beat of their instruments create an atmosphere of profound spirituality. It's like stumbling upon a lost Wakanda, but with more dinosaurs. Jia, being the last of the Iwi on the surface, feels an immediate, deep connection to these people, as if she's finally come home. The sheer artistry and engineering evident in their buildings, the intricate patterns and symbology, are a testament to a rich, forgotten history. The air hums with a palpable, mystical energy, suggesting that this city is more than just a place. It's a nexus of ancient power and knowledge. It's also probably a huge headache for Bernie, who now has to update his "Everything I Know Is a Lie" board. The Iwi elders, with their incredibly cool, glowing tribal tattoos, reveal the chilling truth. They tell tales of a tyrannical ape titan named the Skar King, who once waged war against Godzilla's species and sought to plunge the world into a new ice age using the power of a frozen titan named Shimo. They speak of the Great War with hushed, reverent tones, the echoes of ancient battles still resonating through their sacred halls. The narrative unfolds, painting a picture of a truly formidable villain, not just a brute, but a strategist. The Iwi leader's voice, calm and steady, describes the immense power of Shimo's ice breath, the chilling whisper of the approaching cold, the devastating impact it would have on all life. Gia's connection to these stories is immediate and profound. She's not just hearing history, she's feeling it, the collective memory of her people awakening within her. It's like getting a history lesson, but with much higher stakes and way cooler visuals. The gravity of their past and the impending future weighs heavily on everyone. Suddenly, that seismic activity makes a lot more sense, and it's not a good kind of sense. Meanwhile, Kong, still wandering alone, seeking some ape-shaped companionship, stumbles upon a younger, much smaller ape, affectionately named Suko. Suko is a mischievous little scamp, seemingly abandoned, and initially, he's terrified of Kong. Kong, being Kong, approaches with a mix of curiosity and gruff paternal instinct. But Suko has a hidden agenda, leading Kong on a wild chase through the jungle, the rustling of leaves and breaking branches marking their path. It's all a setup, of course. Suko is essentially bait, a pint-sized distraction. The sudden snap of a vine, the frantic chittering of Suko as Kong follows. This kid is smarter than he looks, and way more trouble. Kong, surprisingly, falls for it. He's so desperate for a connection, for another ape, that he overlooks the obvious, too good to be true vibe. It's a classic don't trust the cute, abandoned child scenario, proving that even giant monsters can have their gullible moments. The ground trembles with Kong's heavy steps, unaware of the impending danger that lurks just ahead. Boom. Or rather, thud and a very large, indignant roar. Kong falls right into Skar King's trap. It's a massive pit, ingeniously concealed, and as soon as he lands, he's swarmed by a horde of smaller, but incredibly vicious, great apes, Skar King's army. The cacophony of their screeching, the rapid-fire thumps and swipes of their attacks against Kong's fur, creates a frantic symphony of combat. Kong, despite his size, is quickly overwhelmed by their numbers, their coordinated attacks, and the sheer audacity of their ambush. These aren't just random bullies. They're a well-trained, disciplined fighting force. He tries to fight back, his powerful fists connecting with resounding cracks against their forms, but there are too many. The air is thick with dust and the smell of fear, both theirs and, perhaps, a tiny bit of Kong's. It's a shocking sight, seeing our usually dominant Kong in such a vulnerable position. He lets out a frustrated bellow, the sound echoing off the pit walls, as he struggles to free himself from the relentless assault. It's a good day to be a smaller, meaner ape, apparently. After barely escaping Skar King's trap, Kong is pretty banged up. One of his arms is seriously injured, practically useless. Thankfully, Trapper, with his "I can fix anything" attitude, has a solution, a superpowered, mechanical gauntlet. We hear the metallic whirring and clanking as the gauntlet locks into place, a perfect fit for Kong's massive limb. It's basically a high-tech prosthetic, designed not just to protect his arm, but to give him an extra punch, literally. The intense grunt of Kong as the apparatus tightens, the almost electrical hum as it powers up. It's a huge moment, a turning point where Kong gets an upgrade worthy of a video game character. This gauntlet isn't just about healing. It's about leveling the playing field against Skar King and his vicious army. The hope in his eyes, even through the pain, is clear. He's got a new toy, and he's definitely going to use it. Now, if only he had a matching cape, he'd be unstoppable. The clench of his new metal fist is a promise of pain for anyone who stands in his way. While Kong is getting his mech arm on, Godzilla is busy with his own extreme makeover montage. He goes on a globe-trotting tour, hitting up nuclear reactors and absorbing every bit of radiation he can get his scaly hands on. We hear the low thrum of the reactors as he drains them dry, the soft crackle of energy enveloping his immense form. His journey culminates in him busting out of a pyramid in Egypt, looking absolutely fabulous. His signature blue atomic glow intensifies, shifting to a stunning, almost neon pink. It's a fashion statement, a power upgrade, and a clear signal that he is fully charged and ready to rumble. The deep, guttural roar that rips from his throat, shaking the very foundations of the desert, signals his readiness. The sheer, earth-shattering thump of his steps as he begins his journey to the hollow earth. He's not just powered up, he's glowing up. And let's be honest, who doesn't love a good glow up? This isn't just a color change. It signifies a massive increase in his atomic energy, making him even more formidable. Skar King, you're in for a very, very pink surprise. Zuko, having finally warmed up to Kong, probably because Kong didn't need him, leads our ape hero to Skar King's lair. And oh boy, what a lair it is. It's a volcanic, fiery nightmare, a desolate wasteland where Skar King rules with an iron fist, enslaving hundreds of other great apes. We hear the constant cracking of whips, the mournful grunts of the enslaved, the low, angry growl of volcanic activity. It's a chilling sight, a stark contrast to the vibrant hollow earth we've seen so far. Skar King's throne is literally made of bones, just to drive home the point that he's a bad dude. He's got this crystal shard that lets him control Shimo, the frozen titan, making her a weapon of mass destruction. Kong, watching from above, sees the brutality, the suffering of his distant relatives, and a righteous fury begins to simmer within him. The deep, guttural growl that erupts from Kong's chest, a sound of pure rage and determination, echoes through the canyons. The scene's bleakness and the constant, rhythmic thud of the Skar King's whip against the rocky ground establish him as a truly monstrous dictator. Zuko's small, trembling whimper beside Kong just underscores the sheer terror this tyrant inspires. It's less a kingdom, more a very large, very hot prison camp for apes. Gauntlet charged, fury burning, Kong finally confronts Skar King. It's not a subtle negotiation. It's a full-on, no-holds-barred brawl. Skar King, lean and vicious, wields a whip made of bone with a sharpened crystal tip, a truly nasty piece of work. The whip cracks through the air with a terrifying whistle, striking against Kong's armored arm with a resounding clang. Kong, powered by his new gauntlet, unleashes a barrage of powerful, bone-shattering punches. Each thud of his fist against Skar King sends shockwaves through the ground. The fight is brutal, fast, and relentless, a whirlwind of powerful blows and agile dodges. We hear the grunts of exertion from both titans, the sounds of their immense bodies colliding, the screech of Skar King's minions as they try to interfere. It's clear Skar King is not just strong, but incredibly cunning and agile, making him a truly dangerous adversary. He's got years of tyrannical practice. After all, Kong is fighting not just for revenge, but for the liberation of his enslaved kin, for the hope of a true home. This isn't just a skirmish. It's a declaration of war, and the first blow has been struck with a literal bang. Just when things are looking dire for Kong, a familiar, glorious pink glow bursts through the earth. Godzilla has arrived. He literally punches his way through the ground, creating a massive, dust-filled entrance, his new, vibrant pink aesthetic stealing the show. The colossal roar that erupts from his throat shakes the entire underground realm, a clear signal that the party is officially starting. His appearance is a huge sigh of relief for Kong, and for us, honestly, because two giant monsters are always better than one. It's the ultimate backup, the cavalry arriving just in the nick of time. The sheer force of his entry sends smaller apes scattering, their panicked screeches filling the air. He stands there, a towering, glowing beacon of raw atomic power, surveying the battlefield with an expression that clearly says, "All right, who's been messing with my planet?" The ground trembles with his every breath. The air crackles with residual energy. He's not here for a tea party. He's here to remind everyone who the real alpha is. And he's not afraid to use his new, fashionable glow to do it. For a moment, there's a flicker of their old rivalry, a brief, tense stare down between Godzilla and Kong. But then, the real threat of Skar King and his mind-controlled Shimo becomes undeniable. Skar King, Realizing he's now severely outnumbered and outclassed in terms of raw power, unleashes Shimo, who immediately starts freezing everything with her devastating ice breath. The hiss and crackle of the air turning instantly to ice, the splintering sound of frozen rock. Kong and Godzilla, understanding the existential threat, finally put aside their differences. They stand side by side, two kings, two titans, united. Their combined roars are deafening, a symphony of ancient power and defiance that echoes through the cavern, promising retribution. The sheer auditory weight of their bellow, a sound that vibrates through your very bones, cements their alliance. It's an iconic moment, a true Avengers symbol for giant monsters, signaling that anyone who stands in their way is about to have a very, very bad day. The ground beneath them literally vibrates with the resonance of their combined might, an undeniable force ready to be unleashed. And then it's on. The ultimate tag team match. Godzilla, glowing pink and furious, unleashes his atomic breath, incinerating Skar King's minions and melting Shimo's ice. The searing, crackling sound of his atomic blast, the whoosh of superheated air, the explosive impact as it hits the terrain. Kong, with his trusty gauntlet, throws bone-shattering punches, deflecting attacks and protecting his new little buddy, Suko. The clang of metal on bone, the grunt of impact. Skar King, still agile and cunning, uses Shimo's powers to create ice traps and barriers, trying to keep our heroes at bay. The chilling whisper of freezing air, the sharp crack of ice formations. The battle rages across the hollow earth, a maelstrom of fire, ice, and raw power. The constant rumble of the ground, the desperate screeches of the enslaved apes caught in the crossfire, the occasional, bone-jarring thud as a titan is thrown. It's a visual and auditory feast, a symphony of destruction and desperate heroism. This isn't just a fight. It's an apocalypse in the making, and our titans are holding nothing back. You know, just another Tuesday for these guys. But for us, it's peak entertainment. In a desperate attempt to escape and unleash Shimo's full power on the surface. Skar King, with a cunning maneuver, uses Shimo to create a portal, essentially blasting his way out of the hollow earth. And where do they pop up? Rio de Janeiro. Because why not cause maximum property damage in one of the most beautiful cities on Earth? The deafening crack and rumble as the ground splits open, the frantic screams of the unsuspecting human populace. Godzilla and Kong, naturally, follow close behind, a pink and furry blur, respectively. The sight of these ancient titans erupting into a modern city is truly something else. The echoing boom of their emergence, the cascading rubble of buildings, the panicked sirens. The battle instantly shifts from primordial caverns to urban sprawl, making the stakes even higher. Imagine the headlines. Giant ape and lizard destroy favela. Local authorities advise staying indoors. The sheer scale of the titans against the human structures is mind-boggling, turning skyscrapers into mere playthings. It's like a very expensive, very destructive game of whack-a-mole, but with actual buildings and atomic breath. The air crackles with the energy of their conflict, the screams of people adding a chilling layer to the chaos. The fight for Rio is intense, a relentless ballet of destruction. Buildings crumble with agonizing groans. The air fills with dust and the smell of ozone. Godzilla unleashes a concentrated blast of his atomic breath, precisely aimed. We hear the high-pitched hum building, then the thunderous roar of the blast as it strikes Skar King's bone whip. The whip, his source of control over Shimo, shatters with a sickening snap and a shower of crystalline fragments. With his power source gone, Skar King is vulnerable. Kong seizes the opportunity, grabbing Skar King and using his sheer strength to send him plummeting into the deep chasm they emerged from. The desperate, terrified screech of Skar King as he falls, fading into the abyss. It's a truly satisfying moment, watching the tyrant get his just desserts. With Skar King defeated, Shimo is finally freed from his control, her mournful cry replaced by a sense of quiet calm, a liberation palpable in the frosty air. The ground trembles not from conflict, but from the sudden, profound silence after the battle's peak. The combined efforts of our two heroes save the day, and probably quite a few insurance companies a lot of money. They're like the ultimate good cop, bad cop duo, but with more smashing. With Skar King gone and Shimo freed, a new balance is struck. Kong, no longer alone, takes his place as the rightful leader of the liberated great apes, with Zuko by his side. They return to the Hollow Earth, ready to rebuild and thrive, their numbers growing, the sounds of their triumphant roars echoing through the revitalized caverns. The once enslaved apes, now free, let out cheers and grunts of joy, their heavy footsteps a celebration rather than a march of servitude. Up on the surface, Godzilla, his pink glow fading back to its familiar blue, resumes his role as Earth's protector, occasionally giving a knowing glance towards the hollow Earth entrance. He's probably thinking, "Don't make me come down there again, guys." The world, for now, is safe. The ancient prophecies have been fulfilled, and the future, while still uncertain, holds a glimmer of hope. The soft rumble of Godzilla settling back into a watchful calm, the distant, celebratory calls of Kong's new family from below. It all signifies a hard-won, but fragile, peace. It's not a perfect ending, but it's a hopeful one, reminding us that even the mightiest beings need a little help from their friends. And so, our epic journey through Godzilla x Kong, the new empire, comes to a close. It's a reminder that even in a world dominated by colossal titans, themes of family, belonging, and the fight against tyranny resonate deeply. This movie isn't just about giant monsters duking it out. It's about finding your place, forging unexpected alliances, and protecting the fragile balance of life, both above and below. The power of unity, even between former rivals, shines through, proving that sometimes the biggest threats require the biggest teamwork. It leaves us with a sense of wonder for the unseen depths of our world and the incredible creatures that call it home, urging us to consider what other ancient mysteries might still lie hidden, waiting to be discovered. What a wild, amazing ride, wouldn't you agree?